Hello everyone and welcome to Mr.MoFranchise. It's weeks 9 and 10. As in this video we're going to have the bye week and the game against the Chicago Bears. As far as scouting goes for the bye week, I rolled a 6. So I will get to spend 150 of my scouting points this week. As far as the random event goes for the bye week, unfortunately, we had a player arrested for a DUI. According to the NFL's new collective bargaining agreement, a 3-game suspension is required for this infraction. I'm going to randomly roll to see which player is suspended for 3 games, and I rolled to see who it was, and it was Josh Allen, my starting left end. Clearly, he's been frustrated recently with his lack of getting pressure on the quarterback. Some possible scheme changes have been proposed by our defensive coordinator, maybe moving Josh Allen to linebacker next year. But unfortunately, he is going to be removed from our depth chart for the bye week and the 3 games that follow. This is going to be a tough pill to swallow for our defense, as we'll have to overcome the loss of Josh Allen and this 3-game infraction penalty. Now, looking at the bye week and looking at who I'm looking forward to in this year's draft, I'm not going to have all those picks like I had in the end of season 1. I've got just 9 picks this year, which is still a lot. I've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6, and a 7, and 3 4s. So to replace the 9 players with the picks, here's what I'm targeting. I'm looking to get a defensive tackle or a left end or right end, and then, as I said, I'm thinking about moving Josh Allen to outside linebacker. His speed is not being utilized because he's undersized for an end position, and I think he's getting manhandled by the offensive lineman that he's going up against. So the goal is maybe to move him to outside linebacker and still get that speed. So the goal there, like I said, is to get a defensive tackle or left or right end and then move him to outside linebacker. With the second pick, I'm targeting either a middle linebacker or a wide receiver in the 3rd round, the other position that I don't get in the 2nd round. And then with my 3 4s, I'm looking to get a tight end, a left guard backup, and a center backup. In the 5th round, I'm looking to get some sort of safety backup. In the 6th round, looking towards some sort of guard backup. And in the 7th round, I'm just going to get the best player that's left available, probably based on their combine score. And so that's the look of the draft that I'm doing with my scouting. And now we're going to move on to the next week and get into the Bears week. So as far as how long the game will be against the Bears, I rolled at 11, so I will be playing an 8-minute game, and it'll be a full 4-quarter event. As far as the effect of winning or losing the game, I rolled a 5, and it's a home game, so this is going to affect me with a plus or minus 20 to my GM approval. And once again for scouting, I rolled a 6, so I will be spending 150 of my scouting points this week as well. And the week 9 random event says offense versus defense philosophy tested. For today's game, your philosophy will be put to the test. And since my offensive philosophy versus defense is offense-minded, if I can score 24 points or more and my defense gives up 17 points or less, then my approval with the GM will be increased by a D30, and I could certainly use that. Okay, before we get to the game, let's take a look at some of the things that happened in the week leading up to the game. So the first thing I want to look at here is negotiations. There were 2 players I wanted to look at. One was Bobo Wilson, and because he's already 25 years old and he's only a 65, I'm withdrawing my offer for him. I'm going to be drafting receiver next year, so he and CJ Board are off the ticket. And Brandon Bell is also another player that is just not good enough at his age to keep on the team. So I told both players, no thank you. This will be your last season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alright, so then we're going to move on to the next week. And before we get to the game, there are 3 players who are going to upgrade. First of all is Anthony Hines III, and he's going to upgrade in run stopper. It's not going to move him up overall, but I am pretty pleased they got the +2 in block shed and the 1 in tackle. That's always good. And 2 in zone coverage is always nice to have as well. Tyler Davis is going to go up a point in vertical, and so he's going to move up to a 67. What I like here is I love that +3 catching and the +2 catch in traffic. I think those are good things to have. And he also gets a +1 run block. So that's nice to have. And then Brandon Bell, who's not coming back because we didn't re-sign him, he is still going to bump up a point to a 66. And he's going to get just a +1 and several features there. Nothing really that stands out, which is one of the reasons he's not coming back for me next year on this team. So we've got the Chicago Bears coming to town to take on the Jaguars. Vegas has us as a 1-point favorite. It's going to be a close matchup. Let's take it to the action. Here in Jacksonville. It's a beautiful day here in Jacksonville, Florida, as the Jaguars are looking to get a win against NFC North opponent, the Chicago Bears. Jacksonville looking to get Trey Lance back on target, get the Jaguars off to a good start, and Brandon Gunn and Charles Davis will have the action, as the Jaguars will be kicking off to start this game. And here we go in Jacksonville. The kickoff is to Chicago. They're going to catch that in the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. So here comes the Chicago Bears offense, led by Mitchell Trubisky. Still leading the Chicago Bears. On the season, he's got 13 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. Numbers that definitely Trey Lance would like to have right now. Here are the Bears on 1st and 10. Handoff is to Kareem Hunt, who goes up the middle for a 5-yard gain. Nice run there by Kareem Hunt. Let's take a look at the Chicago Bears line. They gave Kareem Hunt that 5 yards. Led by the captain, left tackle, Charles Leno Jr. And we look at some of their skill position players as well. 2nd and 5 for the Bears. Trubisky back to pass. And he's going to dump that across the middle for a first down. That was to Anthony Miller, who came across the middle there on the in route and picks up the first down for the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky back in shotgun on 1st down. This is going to be a handoff to number 27, Kareem Hunt, who picks up a couple yards. At this time, let's take a look at the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. A unit looking to keep the Bears offense under control. If that's going to happen, it'll be Shaquille Quarterman in the middle. And of course in the secondary, looking for big plays from Charvarius Ward and Trevor Williams. 2nd down and 8 for the Jaguars. Trubisky under center is dropping back to pass, and he's going to dump that off to 85 for the Bears. That's Cole Kmet, the tight end. And that's going to make it 3rd down and manageable. Looking at 5 yards. Trubisky in the shotgun, back to pass. He's got a man across the middle. That's going to be a 1st down and more, and a juke move there by number 88 for the Bears. Nice catch and juke move there, and that's going to give the Bears a 1st down and 10 inside the red zone. Trubisky back to pass the 1st down. He's going to run, and he's got daylight. He's going towards the end zone, and he's going to be waylaid there by number 36 for the Jaguars. Ronnie Harrison, the strong safety, but not before Trubisky takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line. I formation for the Bears. 1st and goal from 3. Kareem Hunt can't find the end zone, but we do have a penalty flag, and that is going to be holding on the Bears. That was that captain we mentioned earlier, Charles Leno Jr., and that's going to make it 1st and goal from the 12. Trubisky on the handoff to Kareem Hunt, who picks up 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and goal from the 9. We do have an injury report on Leon Jacobs. He's got a bruised sternum. Not good news there for the Jaguars. 2nd and goal. Handoff is once again to Kareem Hunt, who bounced it to the outside. He might have had a run in there, but he bounced it out. But we have another holding penalty on the Bears. And this time it's on John Miller, the right guard. The Bears just shooting themselves in the foot here as they keep getting back and back due to holding calls. 2nd and goal now from the 19, and Trubisky's going to run again, and he's got some daylight, and he takes it all the way down to the 4. Takes another hit by the Jaguars, but good run there by Trubisky, and it's 3rd and goal from the 4. Can the Bears avoid the holding calls? Empty backfield now as Trubisky sends his man in motion. Trubisky back to pass. Looking, scanning, and he is going to be brought down on the sack. Good job there by the Jaguars defense, aided by a couple of those penalties. And that is going to force the Bears into a field goal opportunity. Here's Matt Coughlin, the rookie from Michigan State, and he drains that field goal. Nice kick by the rookie kicker, and that gives the Bears the 3-0 lead. On the ensuing kickoff, we've got Brian Robinson Jr. that's going to bring it out to the 27-yard line. And that's where we'll see Trey Lance start the offense for the Jaguars. Trey Lance looking to get things going after an early couple of games in the season. He's had a rough couple of games with interceptions, as you can see there with his numbers. 8 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Those are the kind of numbers that we want to see improve here for Jacksonville if they're going to see some success. 1st and 10 for Trey Lance. Empty backfield coming out with 5 receivers right out of the gates for the Jaguars. Trey Lance making some calls at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to throw that across the middle for a first down to Kyle Pitts, the tight end, the rookie, with a first down reception of 21 yards. Nice look there by Trey Lance, and also a nice ball to let Kyle Pitts be able to catch it and keep running. 1st and 10. Handoff is to Marlon Mack. And he's going to pick up just a couple of yards. As you remember, Kylan Hill is still injured, so Marlon Mack getting the start today. And here we take a look at this Jacksonville Jaguars team that you're starting to become more familiar with as the season goes on. 2nd down and 8 for Trey Lance under center. Marlon Mack in the backfield. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be a slant, and that's going to be caught by Laviska Shenault for the first down. 1st and 10. Pass once again to Kyle Pitts, who has a first down, and the Jaguars off to a good first drive here, looking to tie this game at least, if not take the lead. Trey Lance under center. He's going to send a man in motion. This is going to be a handoff to Marlon Mack, who's going to burst forward for a 3-yard gain. That's going to make it 2nd down and 7. Let's take a look at this Bears defense. Up front, led by the veteran Eddie Goldman. And in the linebacker core, Khalil Mack, the captain. If the Bears are going to win this game, I'm sure Khalil Mack will have something to do with that. Lance back to pass on 2nd and 7. Pass across the middle. That is going to be intercepted by Roquan Smith, who takes it back to the 20-yard line. And the interceptions continue to plague Trey Lance. And Mr. Smith does appear to be injured on the interception. However, that's a big play for the Bears. And they give attention on the sidelines to Roquan Smith. Big play there for the Bears. Gives them not only the ball back, but also keeps the Jaguars from scoring. Pitch out to the left side. Kareem Hunt making some moves and is brought down after a 4-yard gain. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 6. Handoff to Kareem Hunt, who breaks a tackle and was able to forge ahead for 4 yards. Nice job there for Kareem Hunt to make something out of nothing after the first initial contact. And that's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Bears. It's going to be a handoff. No, it's play action. And they're going deep to number 85 for the Bears. That's Cole Kmet. He's got a first down and more all the way down. No, he breaks a tackle, and he's going to have a touchdown. What a play by Cole Kmet, the tight end for the Bears. A 72-yard touchdown on play action. Let's watch replay. The Jaguars defense totally bit on the run play, and Cole Kmet with the touchdown score. Nice spin break tackle there. A huge gain for the Bears, and that gives them the early 9-0 lead. And let's take a look at the extra point by rookie kicker Matt Coughlin from Michigan State. And he knocks that through. And with 23 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the Bears are up early, 10-0. Here's Brian Robinson Jr. bringing it out of the end zone. And he's going to take it back to the 27-yard line. So the Jaguars will pick up the ball with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Trey Lance under center. First play, he's going to throw that to Kyle Pitts, who has his 3rd catch of the day and a first down. In fact, 3 of the 4 completions from Trey Lance today is to Kyle Pitts. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Jaguars trailing 10-0. And we pick up the action here in the second quarter. Trey Lance begins under center, 1st and 10. Marlon Mack out of the backfield. No, it's going to be a pass. Trey Lance is going to dump that off to Laviska Shenault across the middle for a nice gain of 6 yards. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 4. Single back, Marlon Mack in the backfield. Trey Lance making some audibles at the line of scrimmage. Barking on another change. He's back to pass, and he's going to throw that across the middle to Kyle Pitts, who has his 5th catch of the day for another first down. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Trey Lance, shotgun. He's going to hand that off to Marlon Mack, who breaks a tackle and picks up 3. And that's going to give the Jaguars a 2nd down and 7. Hand off again to Marlon Mack, who's going to break forward for 4 more yards, which is going to give the Jaguars a 3rd down and 3. Empty backfield for Trey Lance. He's going to throw that, and that is going to be another interception. The 2nd interception of the day for Trey Lance. He threw that right to the Bears. And once again, Trey Lance takes a red zone opportunity, or at least, a field goal opportunity. And instead of coming away with at least 6 points, he has now given the Bears 2 gifts, and that is his second interception of the day. And the Bears defense stops the Jaguars once again. First down for the Bears, an incomplete pass there. Nice defense there by the Jaguars. And that's going to give the Bears a second down and 10. Trubisky back to pass, and he's going to throw that across the middle. I don't know if that was an in route or a slant, but that is going to be a 9-yard gain for the Bears, and that's going to make this a very manageable 3rd down and 1 for Trubisky and the Bears. Trubisky going to pass on 3rd and 1, and he's going to run for it. He's got a first down, and he is doing a great job today, not just with his arm, but with his legs, as he picks up another first down for this Bears team who's now at midfield. Handoff from Trubisky to Kareem Hunt. He picks up a gain of, call that 5. And it's going to make it 2nd down and 5 as we approach the under 5-minute mark here in the first half. Handoff to Kareem Hunt. Small gain there. And that's going to bring us up to a 3rd down and 4. Jaguars need to stop here if they're going to get back into this game. Trubisky back to pass. It's going to be a screen, but it was a hurried screen. The pressure made Trubisky get rid of it probably before he wanted to. And that's going to force the Bears to punt. This is Pat O'Donnell out to kick for the first time today for the Bears. And that is going to be kicked into the end zone as a touchback. So the Jaguars will pick it up at the 20-yard line, down by 10. Lance back to pass on first down. He's going to scramble with his legs, trying to show Trubisky he's not the only scrambling quarterback, and he's going to be brought down and call that a 1-yard gain. That's going to make it 2nd down and 9. Lance back to pass. He's going to dump that off to Chris Olave across the middle. And that's going to be a first down. Nice route there by Chris Olave to get open. And that's going to give this ball to Marlon Mack on first down. And he is going to be injured on the play. Remember, the Jaguars are already down 1 running back. They're already missing Kylan Hill. And now Marlon Mack is hurt again, which is going to call upon Raquel Armstead to come in for the Jaguars as Marlon Mack gets consoled in the sideline there. So once again, last year's starter Raquel Armstead is back in the backfield again for the Jaguars as they're down to their 3rd string running back. Trey Lance on 2nd down and 5. He gets that across, and that is dropped and maybe intercepted almost, but dropped also by the defense. It looks like Marlon Mack will come back eventually. His hand is the issue, it appears, but it doesn't look to be serious. So 3rd and 5 for Trey Lance. Looking, and not finding, and he is brought down on the sack by the Bears end. That is Nichols. They're right in on that play, and that's going to force the Jaguars to punt with under 3 minutes to go. The punt is caught at the 15, brought back to the 24-yard line. Logan Cook with a decent punt there. And the Bears will pick up the action here with 2:44 left to play in the first half, up by 10. And that was not a good-looking pass there for Mitchell Trubisky. And this is going to make a 2nd down and 10. Not sure who that pass was to. Quick bubble screen out to the receiver, who is going to be brought down. Nice gang tackling there by the Jaguars defense. That was going to Riley Ridley, but he found no running room after the catch. In fact, he lost 2 yards. That's going to make it 3rd down and 12. Trubisky going to try to scramble with his legs once again, and he might have the first down. He does, but he fumbles, and the Jaguars have recovered. Anthony Hines III recovers for the Jaguars. Did they finally get the break they needed to get back in this game? Mitchell Trubisky once again used his legs to scramble, but then he was brought down, stripped from the ball, and Hines was able to recover it. Watch the replay here. Maybe he should have gotten down, but before he did, the ball was stripped loose there. Good play by the Jaguars to pry that ball loose. And this brings up the Jaguars on 1st and 10. Raquel Armstead maybe getting 2 yards there, 1.5 perhaps. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning where the Jaguars are trailing, but hopefully picking up some momentum after the turnover. 2nd down and 9 for Trey Lance. And he is going to be brought down by the captain, Khalil Mack. That is a tough sack for Trey Lance to take, as that puts the Jaguars out of field goal range now. 3rd and 19. Be careful here, Trey Lance. Don't throw another pick. Choose your receivers wisely. As the clock ticks down to under a minute and a half to go, Trey Lance may be purposely taking the clock down a little bit here, so as the Bears won't have a lot of time left if he does give it back to them. And he is going to be brought down again on another sack by the Bears defense. You can't have your rookie quarterback getting into those 3rd and longs, because that's when the defense can pin back their ears. And we seem to see that's when Trey Lance makes the most mistakes. Here's a good punt by Logan Cook, who pins the Bears inside the 13-yard line. So the Bears have 2 timeouts and a minute 10 to operate with. Let's see if they decide to play it safe or go for it here. Mitchell Trubisky looks like they're going to throw it, and that is going to be knocked down. Incomplete pass there. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. Nice play there by Shaquille Quarterman on that. And here's a quick dump off to 85 for the Bears. Cole Kmet, but that is going to be stopped. And the Bears will call timeout on a 3rd down and 7 with just over a minute to play. Trubisky back to pass on 3rd and 7, and then it's going to be caught, and this time the Jaguars are going to call timeout because the Bears are a yard short, and so the Bears are forced to punt. This is Pat O'Donnell on the punt, and Robinson Jr. has the ball. He's going to take back a nice return all the way back to the 40-yard line. So now the Jaguars will try to make something happen under a minute to play. 1st and 10, 48 seconds to go. Trey Lance in the shotgun, and 2 timeouts. Lance back to pass. Lance is scanning. Lance is going to throw, and that is going to be intercepted by the Bears. That is number 58, Roquan Smith, who gets the pick 6. Remember, Roquan Smith already had an interception in the game, and this time he does even one better. Not only does he get the interception, but he's got pay dirt all the way into the end zone. Roquan Smith with the pick 6. And the Bears get out to the 17-0 lead. And that is the 3rd interception by Trey Lance in the first half. And this one hurts the worst, as it results in the touchdown for the Bears. And now the Jaguars are going to be trailing by a double-digit lead of 17 points and only 36 seconds to go. That is just a killer. I'm sure some Jaguars fans are having flashbacks to last year's season with Gardner Minshew. You're going to have that with the rookie Trey Lance, but it seemed like after the first couple of games that maybe he wouldn't be the interception-prone quarterback that Gardner Minshew was last year, but so far, or at least lately, that has proven not to be the case. Here's a catch for the Jaguars as they're approaching 20 seconds to go. Trey Lance is going to spike it with 12 seconds to go. Jaguars do have 1 timeout left. It sure would be nice if they could at least get on the board here with the field goal. Cut this to a 14-point game. Lance back to pass, and he is going to be brought down. Once again, Khalil Mack, his 2nd sack of the game. That's probably going to put him in the zone. He is in the zone. We have 7 seconds to go. It's 3rd down and 18 for Trey Lance. Once again, a very dangerous place to be for the rookie quarterback. 7 seconds to go. Be careful, Trey. You have no timeouts left. A lot of risk here. Is there a lot of upside? That's really the question. Trey Lance back to pass. 7 seconds to go. He's going to throw it deep, and that is going to be knocked down. DJ Chark really played more of a defender on that play. And that's going to force the Jaguars into 4th and 18. They're going to go for it, figuring that the time will expire anyway. So 4th and 18, make sure at least 2 seconds run off the clock here, Jaguars. Lance back to pass. Time has expired, and he's going deep, and that is going to be knocked down. Incomplete. And that ends a first half that saw the Jaguars maybe play some of their worst football of the season as far as a half goes. And they go into halftime trailing 17-0 after 3 interceptions from Trey Lance. As you can see on the halftime stats there, 3 critical interceptions that stopped the Jaguars from scoring at least 6 points and also gave the Bears 6 points. As we take a look at action around the AFC, the 3-5 Texans are currently leading the Ravens, who are 7-1. Watson's leading the Texans to an early halftime lead there. Going down to the state of Texas, where divisional foes Washington and Dallas We have the Cowboys led by Andy Dalton with the 14-3 early lead. And moving to the state of Ohio, where the Titans are traveling to Cincinnati, and Trevor Lawrence is currently trailing there 10-7 at halftime. Well, that's going to be all the scores we're going to talk about here at halftime. Let's go to the second half action. Can the Jaguars show some sort of life? They are getting the ball back. Here comes Brian Robinson taking it out like he always does. And he's going to take that ball out to the 27-yard line. All right, Trey Lance, what kind of halftime pep talk did Coach Mo give you? Let's find out. On first down and 10, he's going to hand it off to Marlon Mack, who breaks free for a 9-yard gain. But once again, Marlon Mack is hurt. Remember, Marlon Mack was signed to a large 5-year contract extension, but he is definitely showing signs of injury here, as this is the second time in this game he's been taken out for an injury. Hopefully the Jaguars won't look back at that large contract he was given and regret it. So the Jaguars are back to their third string halfback. Once again, that's Ryquell Armstead, last year's starter, now in the backfield. Second down and 1, Trey Lance back to pass, and that is going to be caught. Tight window there, but Lance got it in there. That was to DJ Chark, who picks up the first down, and now the Jaguars are going to go into the hurry-up just to try to change the tempo. Maybe have Trey Lance doing more acting than thinking. And Trey Lance is going to be brought down by Khalil Mack, his third sack of the day. He is a beast on defense. Definitely something the Jaguars are going to have to think about, stopping Khalil Mack. And they try to do that with the screen pass. And Ryquell Armstead picks up 7 yards, gets some of that yardage back. And that's going to make it third down and 13. Ryquell Armstead is going to be moved over. Trey Lance barking some orders. Looks like Armstead's going to stay back in the block. And that's going to be a first down to Kyle Pitts. Nice job there by Trey Lance, getting his halfback to try to block the dangerous presence of Khalil Mack. First and 10 for the Jaguars. Lance back to pass. He sees his receiver. That is Ryquell Armstead out of the backfield on the angle route. That is a play that's worked really well for the Jaguars this season. And that's going to be first and 10 as the Jaguars stay in hurry up. Trey Lance is scrambling, trying to get away, and he throws it, and that is going to be caught by Chris Olave, who takes it down to the 4-yard line. Well done there by Trey Lance, getting out of the pocket and finding his receiver downfield. And we do have an injury report on Khalil Mack. It is an elbow sprain, so once again, not a severe injury. He should return. In fact, here we see him already trying to break the tackle. He does break one, but the Bears do some gang tackling and bring him down. That's his 7th rush for 24 yards today. And that's going to make it second down and goal for the Jaguars. Oliver in motion, the tight end, out more to the outside. Trey Lance making an audible under center. Making another change to the routes. Second and goal, Lance back. He's going to scramble out to the right, looking, scanning the field. He's going to dump it off into the end zone. And that is going to be caught for the touchdown. Did the receiver get both feet in bounds is the question. We'll have to take a look. That is Kyle Pitts. If the catch stands, did he get both feet in bounds? It looks like they're going to go under the window here to see, did he in fact get both feet in bounds? Jaguars could really use this. It looks like he did get both feet in bounds. There's the foot, the right, the left, and maybe even 3, but he definitely got 2. This play should stand. And indeed it does. The Jaguars cut into this lead. And there's the first touchdown pass for Trey Lance today after 3 interceptions. The extra point is good from McCrane. And that makes it a 17-7 game. Just over 4.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Well, that was a good sign for the Jaguars, showing a little bit of offense there. Let's see if they can build upon that now on the defensive side. First and 10 for the Bears. Handoff to Kareem Hunt. He gets out of that. He breaks free, but he then maybe loses some yards as he couldn't quite get his footing. In fact, he is going to lose 2 yards. And that's going to make it second down and 12. Pitch to the outside to Kareem Hunt. He's got blocks. He hurdles a man. What a great skill set there for Kareem Hunt, showing the agility. And it's going to be third down and 8. And Mitchell Trubisky goes deep and just overshoots his man. It looks like he might have had him open there, but he just threw it a little long, and the Bears were forced to punt. So the Jaguars score a touchdown on their opening possession of the second half, and they do a 3-and-out. Nice return there by Robinson Jr., and it looks like momentum has swung in the favor of the Jaguars. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Trey Lance, 5-receiver set. Once again, making some more changes at the line of scrimmage. Looking, throwing, dumping it across to Kyle Pitts. His favorite target of the day so far. And that is a 8-yard gain. And Trey Lance, once again, is going to go to the hurry-up, which has proven to be a little bit more effective here in the second half. 2nd and 2 for Trey Lance. Back to throw. Throws to Laviska Shenault on the in route, and that's going to be a 1st down as Shenault does secure the ball, and that is going to be a 1st and 10. Khalil Mack with his 7th tackle of the day, and he assists on that tackle. Mack getting very little, and that's going to make it 2nd down and 10. Boy, that Khalil Mack is everywhere, isn't he? 3 sacks, 8 tackles. He puts the pressure there. Chris Olave breaks the tackle and picks up a nice healthy gain of 8 yards, and that's going to give the Jaguars a 3rd down and 3. And they may be in 4-down territory at this point with just under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. We'll see. Trey Lance back to pass. Throw across the middle. That is going to be tipped, and oh my, hot potato. I think at least 5 different players touched that ball. That's going to make it 4th down and 3. And indeed, Coach Mo is going to send out the offense. Gutsy call, but Coach Mo has shown that throughout the season. He does take risks. 4th and 3. Lance back to pass. He's going to dump that out to Chris Olave, who does have the 1st down. Just found a little seam in the defense there. Settled in the little area there that was open and picked up the 1st down. 1st and 10. Khalil Mack once again on the pressure. Forces almost the 4th interception from Trey Lance. But that is incomplete. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 10. Marlon Mack up the middle on the draw play. That's going to pick up 6 yards and give the Jaguars a 3rd down and 3. As we are under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Hand off to Marlon Mack, who makes 1 tackler miss but doesn't make the other, and that's going to be a field goal opportunity for the Jaguars to cut this lead to 7. The kick is up for Matthew McCrane, and the kick is good. And that makes the score 17-10, as the Jaguars have come out here in the 3rd quarter and scored 10 unanswered points, and now the Jaguars only trail by 7. Good job by Coach Mo getting the players to respond to the first half adversity. Now it's down to a 1-score game. Can the Jaguars cut back in that lead even more? Let's see if their defense can help that happen. Kareem Hunt on a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 2nd down and 7. And that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So we go into the 4th quarter. A much better half for the Jaguars. Can they complete the comeback? Let's see. Here we are in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 8. That's going to be a completed pass and a 1st down, but there is a penalty flag. And that is going to be another hold for the Bears. If you can criticize the Bears on anything this game, it has been their holding penalties, which has really held their offense back. That one by Cody Whitehair. 2nd down and 17. Trubisky back to pass, and he's going to dump that off to number 85, Cole Kmet for the Bears. Their number 1 tight end in this offense. And that 5-yard gain gives them a 3rd and 12. Trubisky back to pass. Looking, and that is knocked down by the Jaguars. Good job by the secondary there. And that's going to give the Bears the 4th down, and they will punt. And that is going to be caught by Robinson Jr., who makes a move. He's got a nice power turn to the 40, to the 50, the 45, the 40, the 37-yard line, making the 38. Brian Robinson Jr. putting the Jaguars 38 yards away from tying this game. Trey Lance on 1st down, trying to set up a screen. He gets it off to Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack has a 1st down, and Marlon Mack takes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. A 13-yard gain there on the screenplay. Nice call there by Coach Mo and the offensive coordinator. 1st and 10 now as the Jaguars have the ball at the 25-yard line. Trey Lance scrambling. Get rid of it, Trey. He does to Laviska Shenault, who has another nice gain of 9 yards. And the Jaguars offense doesn't look like it's the same offense that we saw in the first half. Lance back to pass, but he is going to be brought down. Khalil Mack. What a beast. The Mack attack with his 4th sack of the day. And now that puts the Jaguars in a difficult spot. 3rd down and 13. Lance back to pass. Get rid of it. No, not again. Khalil Mack on the sack. His 5th of the day. And that's going to force the Jaguars into a long field goal attempt with over 5.5 minutes to play. McCrane for the deep field goal. The kick is up, and the kick is blocked! It's blocked by the Bears! Oh, no! That offense just went from good to bad to terrible. It looked like the Jaguars were on their way to tie the game, and now they don't even get 3 points on the board. What a change in momentum here in Jacksonville. A blocked field goal. Ugh. 2nd down and 5 for the Bears. Kareem Hunt picks up 4 yards there. That's going to make it 3rd and very short for the Bears. Here's the handoff to Kareem Hunt, and he is going to pick up the 1st down. Spin move there, breaks the tackle, and he has the 1st down as the Bears are looking to work this clock now with under 4 minutes to play here in the game. Handoff to Kareem Hunt. Picking up a couple more yards, but more importantly, running that clock. And now we're at the 3.5 minute mark, basically, as the Bears continue to work that clock. Handoff to Kareem Hunt. Picks up a couple yards there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 8. Critical play here for the Jaguars defense. They're going deep. They've got a man open. He breaks the tackle, and he has the touchdown. That is Allen Robinson on the touchdown. Their number 1 receiver has actually been very quiet today, but not on that play. As Mitchell Trubisky saw, he had his man open. The Jaguars secondary lets them down. I believe that was Charvarius Ward on that coverage, but he was toasted. And the Bears take the 14-point lead. That might be the dagger in this game. First the blocked field goal, and then the Bears go for the jugular, and it works. So with 3 minutes to play, the Jaguars find themselves down by 14. Here's a nice out route to DJ Chark. He's got a break and a tackle and a nice gain there all the way down to the 32. Nice looking play there from Lance Chark Jr. And once again, the Jaguars will go into the hurry up as we approach the 2.5 minute mark. It would definitely be to their benefit to score before the 2 minute warning. DJ Chark, what a catch by DJ Chark! All the way down to the 1 yard line. Can they get this play off and save the 2 minute warning? 2:05 left on the clock. Lance back to pass, and that is going to be a touchdown to Josh Oliver, the number 2 tight end for the Jaguars. And not only is it an important score to cut this lead to a 7-point game, barring an extra point block, but they get that off before the 2 minute warning. And the Jaguars do get the play off before the 2 minute warning. Coach Mo does elect to kick it off deep instead of kick the onside kick. And with the touchback, the Jaguars will have all 3 timeouts left and the 2 minute warning. This game has just gotten exciting, folks. Buckle your seatbelts. We're up for a great finish. 1st and 10 for Kareem Hunt. And the Jaguars call timeout. And that is going to be a pickup of 8 yards. Excuse me, that was the 2 minute warning. 2 minute warning. 2 minutes to go. Jaguars all 3 timeouts. Hand off to Kareem Hunt. He does a good job of pushing forward there. And the Jaguars will call timeout. That leaves them with 2 remaining, and it's going to be 3rd and 4. Will the Bears continue to run the clock here, or will they try to go for the 1st down and, in essence, end this game? They are going to pass. Mitchell Trubisky back to throw, and that is going to be knocked down. What a great play there by number 35 for the Jaguars. A fantastic play there by Charvarius Ward, trying to make up for getting toasted earlier by Allen Robinson. Let's watch that replay. And in slow motion, Charvarius Ward comes in, and watch this play. It looked like it was going to be caught by Cole Kmet, but Ward bats the ball out. And that is going to give the Jaguars a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. I sure am. This ball is going to be returned by Brian Robinson, and he's got space. And he's going to take that back to the 29-yard line. So, moment of truth for Trey Lance. You've already thrown 3 picks, but can you make up for that? 1:41, 2 timeouts left. Here we go. Can we see Trey Lance become a hero here in Jacksonville? With 1:41 to go, he is changing a couple of routes. 1st down and 10, and he needs to get rid of it, and he doesn't. No, he breaks the tackle. The sack, but then he's brought back. He breaks down, and he's brought down finally. Trey Lance pressured by Khalil Mack, who picks up his 5th sack of the day. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 20 with 1:12 to go. Lance is going to scramble. He's going to run. He needs to get out of bounds, and he does. That's a 9-yard pickup. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 11 with just 1:07 to go in this game. Trey Lance sends Marlon Mack in motion. I'm guessing to try to block Khalil Mack. They need to. It's been a rough game for the Jaguars as Khalil Mack is just making mincemeat out of this line. 3rd and 11. Trey Lance back to pass. He's going to throw deep. DJ Chark, one hand. He doesn't catch the ball. That was going to be a tough catch for DJ Chark, but some of the greats do make that catch, and that means it's 4th down and 11. Last chance here for the Jaguars. Trey Lance on 4th and 11. Back to pass. He's going to throw it, and that is going to be knocked down by the Bears. And in essence, that should end this game, as the Jaguars don't have enough timeouts to get the ball back. Bears going to hand it off to Kareem Hunt and call a timeout. That's going to make it 2nd down and 11. Single backfield for the Bears. Kareem Hunt most likely going to get this ball. Man in motion for the Bears. It's going to be a handoff to Kareem Hunt, who is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And the Jaguars will call their last timeout, but that is not going to be enough, as the Bears realize they can get to the victory formation and end this game. Although, to add salt to the wound, the Bears are going to try to kick a field goal. That might have been our Jaguars' best chance there to block the field goal, but the Bears do chip in the extra 3 points there. And that gives the Bears the 10-point cushion. With 8 seconds to go, Brian Robinson Jr. brings that back out to the 20-yard line, where the Jaguars will set up for the final play of the game. So many missed opportunities here for the Jaguars today. The 3 interceptions. And why not end the game with a Khalil Mack sack? I mean, nothing else signifies what happened in this game than the 6.5 sack by Khalil Mack. And there's the tail of the tape. 4 takeaways by the Bears. The 3 on interceptions, 1 on a blocked field goal. 6.5 sacks for Khalil Mack. You know, some defenders like to get 6.5 sacks on a season. Khalil Mack gets 6.5 sacks in the game. Not to mention Roquan Smith's 2 interceptions, including 1 pick six. And the Jaguars will have to look back at this game at what could have been. Trey Lance finishes the game with 308 yards passing. Some of the best yardage he's had all season. Unfortunately, though, the 3 interceptions just stand out. He did have 2 touchdowns on the day. But you can't look past those 3 interceptions, including the 1 pick six. That did eventually lead to the Jaguars losing this game. Khalil Mack only had 10 rushes for 32 yards, as he was injured twice in this game. Looking at the receiving, Kyle Pitts was a standout player today. 7 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. He clearly was the best receiver for Trey Lance today. You also had DJ Chark with 4 catches for 91 yards. Not to be forgotten, that was a nice contribution from DJ Chark Jr. And Chris Olave had some big catches, 4 catches for 47 yards, including a couple across the middle. And Laviska Shenault threw in 3 catches for 31 yards. You also had some contributions from Raquel and Marlon Mack chipping in there out of the backfield. And Josh Oliver did have that 1 touchdown catch at the end of the game. For the defense, when we sort it by total sacks, our free safety KZ had 6 tackles, as did Shaquille Quarterman. Now KZ did have 2 tackles for loss as well, which is why he's at the top of our list for our defense. Sorting it by tackles for losses, we do see that was that. And then we did have 1 sack from Devon Hamilton. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough though today, as the Jaguars do fall by 10 points with that extra field goal by the Bears at the end. They lose by 10. Looking at upgrades at the end of the game, our first upgrade goes to Leon Jacobs. And he is going to move from a 75 to a 76, as he does bump up in run stopper. Like to see that +2 block shed, +2 play rec, and 1 in tackle. Other upgrades. Our left guard, the rookie Trey Smith, gets a point into pass protection, and that's going to bump him up from a 75 to a 76, as he gets 1 in awareness, 1 in pass block finesse, and 1 in pass block power. Moving on to our next player, that is our rookie linebacker, Quincy Roche, and he's going to get a point in run stopper, and that's going to bump him up to a 71. as he's going to gain in 1 agility, 2 block shed, and +2 tackle. You gotta love that +2 tackle for Quincy Roche. And finally, one of our backup ends, Alex James, does get a point in run stopper. And that's going to bump him up in 4 play rec and 1 strength. So a tough loss there for the Jaguars. Disappointingly, that puts us now at a 3-6 record. And maybe more importantly for the future of Coach Mo, this game, if you remember, was a plus or minus 20 for the GM approval. So now our approval rating goes from -7 to -27. Coach Mo's seat is very hot now in Jacksonville. Unless they turn things around quickly, he may be looking at getting fired here in Jacksonville before he's able to turn things around. It's got to happen fast. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I do want to give a shout out to one of my students. I'm not going to say his name over the air, but I will say he's a Giants fan, and he's been working hard to get me more subscribers, and so thank you. You know who you are. He's got me to over 50 subscribers so far, and I really appreciate that, and I also appreciate the likes that you've been giving. So thanks again. If you haven't, tell a friend what's going on here in Jacksonville. We're trying to turn things around before Coach Mo loses his job. We'll see if we can do it next week. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.